another episode of MPJ. I'm Nige, we have Lauren, we have Pete, we have Simon, and we are here today to haste today, and maybe some of us will dissent and some of us won't. What will it be as we review Haste today and their album Dissenter? Who best to start with than the greatest dissenter of them all? It's Pete! Pete!
Hello.
Hello.
Let's see, where do we start? So, I left listening to these albums quite late this time because I tend to listen to them at work. And these past few weeks, every day I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to some albums today, and I didn't get around to it. So I'm dealing with a lot of big picture stuff where I just need to keep my focus, or, you're calling with your biggest clients, and as you're doing that, the second biggest client calls, you have to tell them to fuck off, and then you have to call them back, and all these things happen every day. So when finally, this day came closer and closer, I was like, I really need to listen to some albums right now. And I was listening to Haste today, unfamiliar with them. But yeah, I was listening to them, but I was not really listening to them because I was more focused on my work. And at some point, this voice in the back of my head was like, Pete, there's a guy screaming at you. Tune in. You love that. I tuned in.
You loved it. You sure you wasn't your number 2 client?
Well, he did actually tell me to listen to this album. And so did my coworker Dennis, who's of course my friend and fellow metalhead. He always asks me what's in the podcast this month, and I said, well, I'm listening to Haste today right now, and his eyes just went wide. He was like, what's their back? So apparently these guys have been around for a while, we're gone for a while, and now they're back, much to Dennis's amazement. And he says, yeah, get on that, you'll love it. They play good old-fashioned metalcore. And they do. This brings you back to Zero's metalcore, All That Remains, Kill Switch Engage, August Burns Red, all those amazing Zero's metalcore bands. This is them. This is Haste today. Lovely breakdowns, hard metalcore. It's what more can you want? Fantastic album. Good feature from Silent Planet as well. I think I need to listen to some more Haste today and get in their back catalog because I'm missing out.
Cool. Right. Well, what a start, eh? Dissenter. I mean, you're a metalcore head, sort of, Simon. Have you heard of this band?
I feel like it's one that I've heard of in the periphery. It's not one I've ever particularly spent any time on. I'm probably if I ever look, there's probably some old track of theirs that I'd know. But yeah, not one that I can say I've actively sought out. So yeah, I feel like that throws me into this whole. If you'd given this album to me 15 years ago, this probably would have been absolute fucking peak. I'd have just eaten it right up. It's As I Lay Dying and Under Oath and stuff like that. It's fantastic. But I'm not quite the eating a chocolate biscuit, reading Kerrang kind of guy anymore. So
yeah, you're the whoa.
But I'm not there anymore. It's a different phase of life. I prefer the much more. Hey, this is me too. It's a white chocolate biscuit though. So yeah, they're good, but there's something up with his screaming vocals that I just don't like. I don't know if it's because it's slightly higher on the register or something. There's just something slightly off with it that makes me sort of it's not that it's bad, there's just something I don't like about it, and that sort of really took me out of the songs quite a lot, because as I was listening to it, I was a bit do I like this? Do I not? Yeah. So yeah, I felt almost confused as I was listening to it. Yeah, it was good. It was heavy. It took me back to my more youthful days, which is always fun. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd like to see what else they think they're going to do. The track with Liminal, the track with featured Silent Planet was really good. I did like that one. I think Adrift was one of my favourites. That was quite nice. But yeah, overall, not a bad album, but yeah, it's all right.
somebody's more than all right with her meringue and chocolate biscuits, cookies. Tell us, Lauren, what did you think?
So yeah, I really agree with Simon for all of my behaviour just now. I agree with him quite heavily. It was one of those things where, again, almost word for word, like I've heard little drips and drabs of them sort of being in and around the scene, but I've never sort of listened to them in any sort of dedicated fashion. Until I was like chatting to one of my friends about, I was like, oh, there's the stuff we're reviewing this month when we were talking music, and he was like, oh my god, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll really have a proper thick listen to it and really try and go for it. And having listened to this album and some of their older bits, because I was like, like it's definitely going to be a welcome return to form for fans. It's got the punchy guitar and like that's very modern. It's got drums and everything that's really cool. But exactly the same as Sight, the vocals were really hit and miss for me. And it was exactly the same thing where clean, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can vibe with this. But there was something in the scream that just, it jarred me ever so slightly. Like it was just, and as someone who loves like metalcore and melodic metalcore in particular, where, I mean, I bang on about it all the time at work and everything, where this is my bread and butter. It's what I really love. I was so expecting this to be like, pinpoint that really well, but there was just something in that dirty vocal that just didn't sit well in my brain, and instead of being like the cathartic itch that you get on the back, it was like being tapped on the forehead with a teaspoon, where it was like where it was just an annoying sensation. So I was a little bit sad on that front, because the rest of it had so much opportunity to then hit such a peak. But yeah, again though, the production's good. The instrumentation was really cool. The clean vocal good. I love the fact that it brought a few like dystopian vibes to it as well that I really liked. It gave me that sort of atmosphere when listening. But yeah, that dirty vocal did me dirty, man. Like I just wished I loved it more, and I just couldn't.
Okay. This is one of those frustration albums for me, but because it was melodic, the music in there and some of the clean vocals were fantastic. I have to disagree. I think that his metalcore screaming was probably up there with the very best I've listened to as I skipped the track.
I was waiting for the drop.
Oh God! It was just like it was just one scream after another, really, to a certain degree. But it's a lot of times I have to kind of skip all the tracks. I listen to it once and go like, I can't listen to this shit. But there was parts of this album that did hold me a little bit. I think musically, and there was a reasonable amount of clean vocals that I could kind of latch on to. I think then you get a bit. So his screaming was for me and my earbuds pretty much the same as all the other screamers. So it's pretty much up there with all the rest of them, really. So yeah, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't unlistenable to, but it certainly wasn't my cup of tea. And again, frustrated that I think, oh God, musically you are amazing, and I'd like to listen to you more, but I can't put up with that shitting screaming all the time. It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. Right, let's find out what we scored this then. So Pete, let's start with you then.
Well, I think you could predict my score. It's always the same thing when I go raving about a metalcore album. I give it a 4.5.
Wow, yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Lauren?
I gave it a 3.
You did. Simon?
I also gave it a 3.
Oh, fantastic. William, give it a 3.5, as did Trish. So 3.5s all around the board there. I give this a 2.
All right, now, if there had been more woes on this album, would that score have been higher?
2.5.
If they went,
2.5, definitely 2.5 because I'm sure a few more woes in there for sure. Well, look, we'll drop my my 2. And the interesting thing is whether you'll remember this in years to come or for the next one. This was our 700 album that we have reviewed.
What an album!
700 albums we have reviewed. Where did they end up? Well, that was a 3.5 that they got, which would not even get into our top 250 albums of all time. But it does get into our top half, because now we can say that the top 350 albums is kind of that cut-off point, really, from that perspective. So what do you guys think out there? But before you do, we will smash you with our 2-word review. Pete.
Metalcore nostalgia.
Ooh. Simon?
This is similar vibe. Haste and nostalgia.
Oh, yeah, you're all on the theme. Lauren?
not a complaint I'd normally make, but mine was too dirty.
I say, I'm a dissenter. Oh yes. Okay. What do you guys think out there? Leave your name and not leave your name. Leave your name. Leave
And your
comment
number.
below. Leave your name and your number. We'll get back to you. Thank you very much. Leave your comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Don't watch the footy. Well, let's England are playing, or Holland that is. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you very much and keep safe and keep rocking.
All right.